this might be the most powerful budget PC I've ever built. For only $350, we're going to build out a super fast gaming PC that will also look crazy good. You no longer have to show up to the LAN party with just your Nintendo Switch while everyone else is playing Valorant. I'll go over everything you need to recreate this beautiful gaming PC yourself right after this video sponsor. When you install Windows on your Steam Deck or any other PC for that matter, you're going to need to activate it to unlock all the settings. Why spend a ton of money for a code when you can use the sponsor of today's video, SCDKey? You can purchase Windows keys at a large discount, and to get 25% off your order, use code JASON, that's JASON, to get 25% off your order. After purchasing, you'll get your code pretty much instantly and be able to unlock your computer's full potential. And remember that all Windows 10 Pro users can upgrade to Windows 11 for free at any time in the future using these keys. Just take your code, go to your Windows activation menu, pop it in, and boom. Windows is activated, and you should be on your way. Thanks to SCDKey. First, we need to set some ground rules. This PC will mostly be easily recreated, but prices vary day to day. One day the cost might be $300 and the next $400. So the best I can do is show you what I personally purchased and for how much. You can almost certainly get a much better deal if you spend enough time looking, but I'm just sharing what my experience was recently, and while you could just copy this build directly, this is mostly a way to show you how to get creative when searching for computer parts and how to find some great deals. Also, while I will be including any shipping costs into the equation, I won't be including the tax on any of these purchases, as they can be anywhere from 0 to 15% or even more depending on where you live, so you'll have to do the math yourself when budgeting. And finally, this PC is being built in the USA using online resources only, so while it's possible you might be able to recreate this in your home country, I can't promise that the price will be anywhere close. Links to everything mentioned in this video will be down in the video description. To start us off, let's talk about the case. For budget builds, I usually don't like to go over $50, but these days the only way you're going to get a semi-decent case under that price is waiting for a flash sale every few weeks, as there just really aren't many options that aren't boring otherwise. So I did just that. I waited with a close eye on r/build-a-PC sales for something that would be worthy of putting my budget components in, and finally something in my price range showed up. When I saw that Newegg had the Sama M203 on sale for only $30, I literally fell out of my chair, and very quickly snagged one of the cases. It was almost perfect. Not only does the case look pretty good, it came with 4 ARGB fans built in, and that's usually almost impossible to get at this price range. I was flying high until I got the email. A support rep from Sama contacted me and said they oversold the case and that it was out of stock. I was pretty bummed, but luckily, instead of canceling the order, they let me choose to replace it with another similar case they had in stock at no additional charge. So in the end, I ended up with this, the Sama 2251, which is a similar M.TX case, and I was pretty happy with it. Tempered glass side panel, mesh front for great airflow, Type-C on the front panel I/O, and honestly a pretty overall handsome little case. And hey, it even came with 4 fans. But here's the thing. The listing page for the 2251 does indeed say these fans are ARGB, and checking reviews, they do seem to be addressable, but the fans I got weren't already pre-installed. They were thrown into the box and individually sealed, which would be fine, but they're all Molex powered, which is the lowest of the low when it comes to cheap fans. It means not only can I not control the RGB on these fans, I can't even control the fan speed. These things are going to glow bright rainbow puke and run at full speed 24/7. So one of two things happened here. One, either Sama straight up lied on their listing page and made a fake review to support it, or 2, they sent me a case that was missing the fans for some reason and just decided to toss in 4 of the cheapest fans they could find, hoping I wouldn't notice. Either way, I'm pretty annoyed, because now I have to pay more money if I want ARGB fans. If the listing said they weren't ARGB, then whatever, you get what you pay for. But it specifically says in multiple places that these fans are addressable. I'm going to stick with this case for this build and just throw in some other fans, but I don't recommend you buy this case. Using the original fans they sent won't hurt the PC's performance or anything, but I just don't like that static rainbow effect. Next up was the power supply, and usually I'd go with my tried and true Thermaltake Amazon special, but I decided to spend a little extra this time and grab something slightly higher on the tier list. There really isn't much choices in the budget category that aren't fire hazards when it comes to PSUs these days, but ultimately I ended up grabbing a 600 watt Thermaltake GX2, a gold rated power supply I've used in the past and have had no issues with. It's not modular or has RGB or anything fancy like that, but it's been reliable for me in the past. I actually utilized Amazon Warehouse to grab this guy, and if you're unfamiliar, it's where Amazon sells all of their returned items for a sometimes pretty large discount. At this point, I've ordered dozens of things off of Amazon Warehouse, and they've all been quite literally brand new condition, except sometimes they don't come in the original packaging, or there's like a manual or something missing. But I don't even want that stuff, so I'm more than happy to take the discount. Items from Amazon Warehouse have the same return policy as brand new items and the same guarantee. I was able to grab the GX2 for only $45. The only difference from it being brand new, the box was a little weird. That's it. Now, prices for SSDs have really gone up in price over the past few months. It's been a real bummer for budget builders like myself. I checked the used market to see if I could find a good deal there, but for some reason, people sell used SSDs for the same price as new. Can't seem to figure that one out. The best I could find was this 500 gig NVMe SSD from MSI, the MSI Spatium M450, which is a PCIe Gen 4 drive that can handle speeds up to 3600 MBS. Now, we won't be getting Gen 4 speeds on this motherboard, but MSI is a reliable company, and these speeds will allow us to relocate the SSD into a new build in the future. This 500 gig SSD only set me back $30 on Amazon. For the rest of the parts, I decided to hit up AliExpress again to see if we can get some good deals. There are a ton of motherboard, CPU, and RAM bundles on the website that are either refurbished or used, and I've had some good success using them recently. On my last $200 budget PC build, I used an X79 motherboard combo that was super cheap and performed pretty well for the price. But it was DDR3, only single channel memory, and had a few other shortcomings. We have more budget this time around, so we're definitely going to move on up to DDR4, quad channel, and higher boost clocks. I decided on this motherboard combo from a company called Machinist. The motherboard is running on the X99 chipset, has a gamery red and black aesthetic, supports quad channel memory, has a slot for NVMe M.2 SSDs, and even an M.2 Wi-Fi chip. It's otherwise pretty simple and still lacks anywhere to plug in an RGB. So if you buy some RGB fans, you'll have to buy this RGB 3-pin to SATA adapter like I did. The CPU provided is a Xeon E5 2666V3, which we all know exactly what that means, so I'll just skip talking about it at all. Okay, for the three of you who don't know the specs, I'll tell you. The Xeon E5 2666V3 is a 10-core, 20-thread server CPU. Now that's impressive, but it can only boost to 3.3 gigahertz. Again, this is a server CPU, so it wasn't designed for gaming originally. But hey, when life gives you lemons, make something else. Lemonade is bad. 3.3 gigahertz might not be impressive by modern core CPUs, considering the weakest 14th gen i3 boosts up to 4.7 gigahertz. But it's good enough for us at this budget and will allow us to game in 1080p at some impressive frame rates. In terms of memory, the bundle came with 2 DDR4 RAM sticks totaling out to 16 gigs. And while I was excited to have 2 RAM sticks instead of just one, this is actually a quad channel board. So if you recreate this kind of PC, I recommend picking up 2 more sticks of DDR4 to fill out all the RAM slots. It's a little outside the budget for this video, but if I was building this PC for myself or a friend, I would 100% grab 2 more sticks for like 20 bucks on eBay. For the CPU cooler, it's basically impossible to find coolers on Amazon that handle the LGA 2011 socket, so I just grabbed this one on AliExpress. It's got 4 heat pipes, a single non-RGB fan, and will probably cool the CPU effectively. I ordered a weaker cooler from this company in a previous video, and it worked out just fine, so I'm confident this one will do even better. The CPU cooler ran me $12. And finally, we need a graphics card. I'm pretty bored of RX 580s at this point, so we're gonna go another route. If we went used, we could find some great cards on eBay that fit in our budget. Something like a GTX 1080 or RX 6600 would work perfectly in this build. But I've had some bad luck with GPUs from eBay lately, so let's try something else. I bought a GPU from AliExpress in my last video and it worked out pretty well, so I went ahead and tried it again. This is the RX 5700 XT from Soyo, which is a brand you might be familiar with if you've watched some AliExpress PC build before. The 5700 XT is, to me, the new GOAT of budget builds. The RX 580 has been dethroned. The 5700 XT can even handle a lot of games at 1440p and is on a similar level to a GTX 1080 Ti, which was a pretty fan-favorite graphics card for a long time. Used 5700 XTs can be found anywhere from $130 to $160, depending on shipping and condition, and you get a lot of horsepower for a pretty low price. But ultimately, I got this GPU on AliExpress for $151, and I have some pretty high hopes for it. Now for the optional part of this build. Leaving this out won't hurt performance at all, and they are totally unnecessary. But there's an awful lot of red in this computer from the motherboard and stuff, so I think grabbing some red and black power supply extensions look really cool. There are a lot of cable extensions on Amazon, and I've never had any issues with any of them, so just buy one you like the look of. I went with these black and red cables from VTrue, and after cable combing them, I think they do a great job of making this cheap PC look a little less cheap. For the first time in one of these videos, I think we came in under budget, maybe, so you can take your extra cash, buy a Sody Pop, and enjoy the final breakdown and benchmarks. We got some impressive frame rates on this machine, and with 16 gigs of RAM and 10 cores to work with, doing tasks other than gaming on this thing will be an absolute breeze. Now very quickly, let me address some comments I've seen from people that essentially say budget gaming PCs are stupid, at that point just buy a console. And hey, that is a valid response for some people, but let me ask you, if all of your friends are playing on PC, you gonna go out and buy a PlayStation? No man, people want to play where their friends are playing. But what if you only want to play modded GTA, Valorant, League of Legends, or other games that just aren't available on consoles? What about content creation? There are a lot of reasons why people want to build a gaming PC, and a lot of reasons why they want to build a budget rig specifically. So by simply saying, just buy a console, and thinking that will cover anyone and everyone, you just don't get it, man. Let's let people enjoy what they want to enjoy, and let's not gatekeep PC gaming as a hobby that is only for people with a lot of money. Because it's actually for anyone with an interest in technology and a love for gaming. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up below. And if you want to support independent creators like me, consider becoming a member of my Patreon, where I will shout out your name at the end of every video, among other perks. My name's Jason. Thanks for watching.